What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to swap out the headlights on my 2020 Platinum Tundra. So I actually made this video a couple days ago, and I was so excited to do it, I actually didn't realize until I went to edit the footage that I never made a little intro clip. So here we are 2 days after the fact, doing throwing together a little clip just to show you guys or tell you guys what you're going to be watching. So what I did was I swapped out the headlights in my 2020 Platinum for the TRD Pro LEDs. Now, some of you would ask, why would I do that? I already had LEDs on the Platinum. If you've ever seen the TRD Pros, they have a blacked out interior. And if you're new to my channel, I run an MGM Tundra, blacked out exterior. The Platinum headlights just stuck out like a sore thumb because of all the chrome in the housing. So that's why I made the switch to the TRD Pro LEDs. They're literally the same exact headlamp assembly, just a blacked out housing versus the chrome housing. And I'm going to show you in this video the difference. I have them side by side, the headlamps side by side before I put the new ones in the truck, and you can clearly notice the difference on how blacked out the TRD Pros are, and that's the only reason I made the switch. So plus I wanted to do it while my Platinum LEDs were still in really good shape. I already sold them. They were like new basically, so I already sold them, and I wanted to do it before they got marked up. So all right, this is going to be the same process from 2014 up to 2020. The only difference you may see is I did not need a wiring harness because I just went from Platinum LEDs to the TRD Pro LEDs. Mine was strictly plug and play. The only difference on your end maybe is just check and make sure. You may need a wiring harness, which is just an extra 5-second step. It's no big deal. They make plug and play wiring harnesses where you're just taking the plug from the truck into the wiring harness into the new headlight. So it's not a big deal at all. Very simple to do. But again, I didn't need that. So I just wanted to make you aware that that might be an extra step that you may encounter on your end. So just double check that if you are going to make the swap and switch them out. So, all right, I'm going to shut up. Let's jump right into this. Again, I was so excited to get this done because I couldn't wait to see how the TRD Pros looked. I will show you this side by side just so you can see for yourself. And I'll give you a little teaser. Look right up here in the corner of the screen, and that's what the truck looks like now with the TRD Pros in it. So again, stay tuned. I'll walk you through step by step on what you have to do to get the old ones removed and get the new ones in there and everything buttoned up. So, all right, I'm done talking. Let's jump right into it and get it done. Okay, first thing we have to do is, if you have the TSS system for Toyota, the safety system, this square right here, there's a wiring harness we have to get at behind the grill to disconnect it. The square right here that says Tundra on it, you can just pry it up. It'll pop right off, just like that. And that'll give you access to the wiring harness. It's right here. You can't miss it. So just go ahead and unclip that. So there it is right there. That's the only harness that we need to release. So just push it back down out of the way. I'm going to put this panel back on just so I don't lose it. Once you have that done, to get the grill removed, there's 2 pop rivets, one here, and then 4 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't miss them. So just go ahead and pop those. Again, I'm using a small flathead screwdriver. You can use that or a pry tool, whatever you want to use. And they'll pop right out of there. Just kind of work your way underneath them. And again, you're dealing with plastic, so just be careful you don't break them. So there's the 2 pop rivets right there. And then the 4 10mm bolts. Right there. Now, as far as hardware, that's all that's holding the grill in place. So what you're going to want to do next is the 4 spots that you took out, the 4 10mm bolts. You can see if you look in there, there's like a little bit of a lip. So what you want to do is grab the grill underneath, pull up and out. So you'll come over that lip. Same thing on the other side here. So you can see now the top of the grill is loose. The bottom of the grill is held on by 2 clips down on the lower end of it, and you can't really get a good look at them with the camera. I will show you once I get the grill removed. Basically what you need to do is you can take the grill and kind of lift up a little bit and pull out. You will be able to pop it off that way, but again, you're dealing with plastic. You'll be able to kind of, once you have the top released, you can kind of look down in here and see where the one one of the clips on each side you could actually get your hands at. If you reach down behind the frame right here, you can get your hands down there. That's what I'm gonna do. Again, I've seen people just kind of lift up and pull out a little bit. You'll hear a good pop. It almost sounds like you're breaking it, but usually it does not happen. I like to get my hands down there to release those top clips anyway. Just makes it a little bit easier to get the grill off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll give you a look at the clips that I'm talking about once I have the grill off. Okay, here are the clips that I was talking about on the lower end of the grill. This is the top one, the one that you could actually get your hands on, and then there's one down below it that you cannot, and this one actually doesn't bend anyway. The top one on each side, there's flex to it. So if you get your hand down in there, you want to push the clip down, and you'll see it when you're looking at it. There's a little bit of a lip, so when you push down, it'll release much easier. So that's what I meant by the top clips that you can actually, you know, manipulate and push down to get the grill out easier. Again, you can just kind of pop it out of there, but I don't want to take a chance on breaking anything, because again, you are dealing with plastic. I'll give you a little look at the TSS safety system wiring in case you've never seen it or you're wondering what it looks like. This is it right here, plugs into the sensor right here, and then over here is where we disconnected the harness from the truck. So, all right, and then I'll just real quick, same clips on the driver's side, same two clips right there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this down out of the way, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, once you have the grill out of the way, you can now remove these panels that are below the headlights. So just two pop rivets, one here, one there. Same style that were up on top of the grill. So just take your small flathead screwdriver, pop them out of there. And then once you have those two removed, again, same thing as the top of the grill. Once they are removed, you can come over, and there are two 10mm bolts on the back side of this, behind the inner fender liner there. You do not have to remove them. I've seen videos where people say you have to take them out. You don't have to remove them. They are actually not holding this in place. What they're doing is securing the liner in place, but they are not holding this panel. So once you have those two pop rivets removed, the rest of it is basically just held on by a little bit of a lip, which I'll show you. And again, just a couple spots where you'll hear it pop just like that. So this is the back side of it where those 10mm bolts would be. As you can see, there's no holes there, so those bolts do not hold this panel in place. It's just held on. I don't know how well this is going to show in the video, but there's just basically just lips that you have to, you know, pop out of there. So when you go to put this back on, you just want to make sure this lip back here is between that liner and the truck body itself. So, but that's all there is to taking these panels off here. You're just going to go ahead and repeat the same thing for the passenger side. I won't show that on video just to save time, but same exact process. Just remove those two pop rivets, and the panel will just pop right out. Next step after removing those panels below the headlights are removing the headlights themselves. We're finally down to the assembly. So all that's holding them in place, three 10mm bolts again, one here, and then one on the side over here. Now this one on the side is a little bit different. I'll show you when I get them out of there, so you just want to make sure you set that aside and know which is which. These top two are the same. Okay, so I'll show you real quick. The two black ones are from the top, and the silver one is from the side. So just go ahead and set them aside. Once you have them removed, you're ready to take out the assembly. Of course, just be careful of the wiring in the back. Now, these two tabs, that one's actually already popped off there, but these two tabs, just like the grill, you have to pick them up and over. There's a little bit of a lip, so just pick them up and over. Again, that one was loose already, but it should have been down on that little lip there. So anyway, once you have that done, just kind of wiggle the side over here loose a little bit, and then once you have that a little bit loose, this side over here, you're going to want to lift up and out. So you want to pick it up a little bit and pull it out at the same time, and that'll free it up, and you'll be able to see, hopefully, there we go. You'll be able to see down underneath here why you actually have to lift it up and out. There's a little bit of a clip down over here under my left arm here. All right, so once you have that done, you can go ahead and clip it, whatever you want to call it. There's 4 bulbs that you'll have to remove. So go ahead and do that. All right, I use needle nose pliers to get those plugs out of there. Just small spaces to get your fingers in. It's just a little bit easier to use the pliers. Once you have the 4 connections separated from the assembly, the wiring harness is then connected to the housing by 2 clips. You can't miss them. There's a brown one right here and a black one right there. So just go ahead and take your needle nose pliers and squeeze them from the top and kind of push them through. You'll know exactly what I mean when you see them. So I'm going to go ahead and push those through and get those released, and then the headlight will be free from the truck. All right, guys, I'll give you a quick look at the assembly. So as you can see, the Platinum, the difference between the Platinum and the TRD Pro, the Platinum has the chrome outline and some chrome over here on the side. The TRD Pros are basically all blacked out, which is why I want them. I have the MGM color on the truck, obviously. All my emblems are blacked out. I have kind of a blacked out theme going on the exterior of the truck, so that's why I wanted to switch out to the TRD Pros. And I wanted to do it while these headlights are still in. These headlights are basically like new. So I wanted to do it before, you know, they got marked up or anything. And you know, this switch didn't really cost me much because I am getting a decent price for these headlamps here, with them being basically like new condition. So I'll give you a look at the back of them real quick. One thing I didn't mention when we were disconnecting all the wiring. So you had the 4 spots where you wanted to disconnect, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then down here were the 2 spots where the wiring harness was actually connected to the assembly itself. 1 there, 1 there. Needle nose pliers definitely come in handy. You can get in there a little bit easier. Not a lot of room to work with your fingers. If you have decent sized hands, you know, it's just tough. Needle nose pliers make it a lot easier. But one thing I wanted to mention, don't forget to take your bulb out. If you're selling your headlamps like I am and switching them out, don't forget to take your side marker bulb out and your turn signal bulb out. And the reason I say that is my turn signal, I upgraded to LED. I'm not selling that with the assembly. So you do want to make sure you remove those 2 bulbs. Again, you're up here in the top corner here. That's the side marker bulb, and then your turn signal is the one all the way on this side. This plug-in right here, that's for the motorized, the leveling of the headlights, and then this is obviously for the headlights themselves, for the LED headlights. So, all right, I just wanted to mention that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the passenger side. I'm not going to show you guys that on camera. It's literally the same exact process. So once I get that out of there, I'll show you a side-by-side of the Platinums and the TRD Pros again, so you can see the difference. And we'll get the TRD Pros put in the truck. Can't wait to see what they look like. All right, guys, there they are side by side. I don't think I have to tell you which one is the TRD Pro. The one on the left, of course, is the new one, the TRD Pro, the blacked out version. They are literally the same exact headlight as far as the housing goes, and the LEDs, daytime running lights, everything is the same other than the housing. So I'll give you a close-up look of the new one. As you can see, it's got the black surround on it, black on the sides, black over here around the side marker. So if you come over to the Platinum, the stock Platinum, you can obviously see it's much brighter. Has the chrome right there on the top and the bottom of the side marker, and then the silverish chrome around there. So definitely going to look better with my blacked out theme on my MGM on the 2020 Platinum. So all right, so there you go. Just wanted to give you a look at them before I go ahead and install the TRD Pros. Can't wait to get them in and check them out. All right, guys, as you saw, they are the exact same headlamp, just much different looking because of the internal parts being black on the TRD Pro. So in order to get these ones in, again, same exact housing, so you are going to basically just retrace your steps in reverse. Same wire connections and everything. There's no harnesses or anything making this switch from the Platinum to the TRD Pro. So again, just going to start plugging in the harnesses in the back. I'll get that done, and then I'll show you if there's anything. I'm not going to waste too much time on the video. If there's anything that I really feel you need to know as I'm putting these back in, I will show it on camera. But again, you're basically just reversing your steps, so not much to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so real quick, you're looking at the back of the new TRD Pro. So again, all the same connections, turn signal, motor for the leveling of the headlights, LED headlights themselves, and then the side marker bulb, and then the 2 spots where those the pins hold the wiring harness to the assembly itself. So it's going to slide right back in the same exact way. And then I'll move over to the passenger side, get that headlamp in, and then we'll go ahead and start putting the truck back together. So when you're putting it back in, guys, just make sure you slide the inside corner here. You'll see it when you have your headlight off. There's a spot there where the headlight literally like just kind of slides into, and then just make sure you push down those tabs over the white lips where the screws go into. All right, everything's lined up really well. If you line up those two spots and then slide this piece, the inside corner here into place, the rest of it has no choice but to line up just about perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws back in. We'll move over to the passenger side and we'll start putting the panels back on. Okay, we got the two 10mm bolts installed up here. Side 10mm bolt right there. That bottom corner right there is where it slides into the truck itself. Again, you'll see that once you take it apart, you can't miss it. So then we're on to the side panel. Now remember, we did not have to remove those two 10mm bolts back here. Basically, all you're going to do is you're going to take this lip on the panel and you're going to slide it between this black piece and the liner of the fender. All right, so you just slide it in there. And once you have it in place, it'll just start popping back in. You just want to make sure that you have that lip between the truck and the liner of the fender. All right, so once that's all pushed into place, you can see the holes are going to line up for them two, the push pins there. So I'll get them two push pins put back in. We'll do that real quick. And then we're on to the grill. Just a quick little update. Headlights are in, lower panels are on, push pins are in. Same thing on the passenger side over here. Everything is secured. So now we're on to the grill, and I just wanted to show you real quick before I pick up the grill. The two tabs that I showed you on the bottom of the grill at the beginning of the video, these are the slots that those tabs go in. This is the higher position here, the one that you can actually push down to free up the grill when you're trying to remove it. And then this is where the lower tab goes in. Same thing on the driver's side. That's the upper one that you can push in, or I should say push down, I'm sorry, to get the grill free. And then that's the lower one. All right, so I just wanted to show you that real quick before I actually pick the grill up and try to put it in. Basically, all I'm going to do, I will record it, but I'm just going to line up those four tabs, push those in first, and then you can put the top, take the top and put it over that lip up there to secure the top in place, and then you're just putting the four 10mm bolts in and the two push pins. All right, guys, these are the pins I'm talking about. That's the upper one, if you remember from the beginning of the video, that you push down on. That's the lower one down there. Same thing on the driver's side. So you're just going to take it, line it up. I like to just kind of start with one side instead of trying to do it all at once. Once you get it lined up on one side, you can kind of push it in to secure it. Alright, so once you have the lower portion in, secured on both sides, you can then take it and push it up over that lip. And it's just a matter of lining everything up, making sure it's all popped in. You want to push right along down the bottom here too. Make sure that's all secured. And then we're just going to put the 10mm bolts back in, the two push pins, one on each side. Don't forget to reconnect your TSS wiring harness if you have it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything buttoned up here. You're not going to miss much. I'm not going to record it and waste time. And then I will show you the finished product once we're all done. All right, guys, there she is. I am absolutely loving them.
These TRD Pros are definitely much darker than the Platinums, even though they're same exact headlight assembly. You can see because of those interior components being black, they just look much darker. And I think they really complement the whole blacked out theme that I have going on. You know, the whole chrome delete thing that I've done with this 2020 Platinum. So definitely happy with the purchase. Again, much darker than the stock Platinum LEDs. All right, so as always, hopefully you guys found this helpful. I really appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to see different, you know, feel free to leave them below. I do try to read everybody's comments, so I appreciate each and every one of you watching the videos and all the positive feedback that I get. So, all right, so there we have it. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and follow along for many more Tundra videos, along with, of course, my other baby, the Nitro. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.